This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I am Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
Tom, I am feeling great.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I'm going to run a race this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
5K?
A 5K, 5 kilometers, 5 miles.
That's not 5 miles. my first question was going to be, how long is that?
That's 3.1 miles, I think. It's not much.
No. But
But
that's a decent
for
amount.
a very out-of-shape man, it's...
Oh, so you're not going to win it?
I intend to win it.
Okay, that's the attitude. Why run a race if you're not going to win it? I think that's why I've never ran a race.
Because you only do things that you win?
Yeah.
That doesn't track.
I only do things that I think I have a chance at, like competitions. I only do things that I have a chance at winning.
You bought a trophy case for your home,
Yeah.
but now you just have all these Funko
Pops. Yeah.
toys in it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of a testament to my achievements. It's not a trophy case. It's. I think it's for like little ladies to put like figurines in.
Hummel figurines.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me to run a race without thinking there's at least a shot you're going to win it.
I've never thought I'd win a race ever. And I used to run...
Me neither, but I've never run one.
Yeah.
I did run races in high school.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
was
win?
on all the time. Well, actually, that kind of tracks with what I'm saying because I did track and field, but I did the field events. So I did shot put and discus because I'm very strong.
Yeah. An Adonis.
An Adonis, yeah. They were always like, is that the god Apollo himself throwing that?
People would be like, yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Hold on, let me take my glasses off. I never got to throw a javelin, though.
It's too long. It's too long to throw.
No, that's what makes it go so far. There were like 2 times where we were supposed to like do it in competition, never having practiced it. They were just like, we're going to like a big meet and you'll be able to try out throwing javelin there by competing with everybody. And like both times, like the day before, there was like a horrific javelin accident, and they were like, they cancel all the javelin event. They don't think it's a good idea to have people try for the first time in with a packed crowd,
Right.
stadium.
Oh, it's stadiums were filled
Standing
to watch
room
your
only
track
stadium.
and field events.
Yeah, they were like, we got to see these guys try javelin for the first time. I always wanted to do the hammer throw. We never had that either.
Like Thor himself.
Yeah, like Thor himself, except like even more dangerous.
There's too many throwing events.
Not enough. There should be more. Half the Olympics should be throwing shit.
No, I don't know. It's hard to like. I like to see a catastrophe once in a while, but like a personal catastrophe. Like somebody could throw a hammer into the crowd.
When somebody gets
that
a
sucks.
javelin through them, that's a personal catastrophe.
Yeah, I like.
It doesn't really affect anyone else.
I like the high jump because somebody hits the bar, they're a real loser.
Yeah, I never got to do the high jump
What
either.
the hell
wouldn't
did
let
you
me.
do?
I told you I did the shot put and discus.
Yeah.
But then also they would have us do races sometimes, like as a joke. Like, well,
The hell kind of team was this?
there was a track and field team, but they would have I forget what they would call it, but like the people who did shot put and discus, because usually it was like the same.
Yeah.
people.
Lummoxes.
Yeah.
Galoots.
Yeah, big goofs.
Yeah.
We'll have them run a race for a laugh. We'll have them do a relay race around the track. We'll see if each of them can even run 100 meters. It'll be a real huge laugh for everyone.
And you're telling me you won these races usually?
Our team would always win these races.
Wow.
But like in retrospect, I realized like we were so proud of that. We were always like, oh man, we murder in this. But it was because like we weren't good at shot put and discus. Like we were racing against people that weren't fast because they were like 10 times the size of us, and they could take a shot put and throw it 100 times further than I could. And it's like, yeah, but I can run 2 seconds faster than you big dumb idiot.
A shot put would be a good murder weapon.
Oh yeah, if you get hit with that, game over.
And then you just bring it back to the high school shed,
Yeah.
right, where they keep all the rest of the shot puts. They'd never think to check there.
No, I forget where I would keep my shot put.
You had your own shot put. Oh,
I wish I should have. I think I looked into it a few times.
I bet it cost $23.
Yeah, I mean it's just like a lead ball.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a cannonball almost. But yeah, I know. Well, maybe now that I'm man about town with some spending money, I'll buy a shot put.
living the dream.
Yeah. You think I can just like go down to the park and throw a shot put, or
No,
Johnny? Why not?
because you'll hit somebody.
No,
There's
I
children
won't.
in the
no,
park.
I'll do it away from the kids. I'm not gonna go to the playground and do it. I'm gonna do it in the lawn. But you think some,
A sunbather will be there.
not in the winter.
Yeah, but I don't know. You're gonna lose it in the
I'm
snow.
just saying, is somebody gonna report me like this guy? He's putting divots in the lawn.
No, he's throwing around this guy who doesn't know what he's doing has
I
brought a
know
very
what a-
heavy object to a public park and is just throwing it with reckless abandon. And there's people everywhere because it's a New York City park.
It's not reckless, because you have to. There's a very specific way to throw it. I'll show you later. There's a very specific way, and it's almost definitely not going to hit somebody when you throw it this way. Sometimes it goes a little while. Discus is another story. But that would be even more fun to do in the park. So
I played Frisbee in the park.
Tim, discus is not like Frisbee.
It's exactly like a Frisbee.
No, it's not like Frisbee. You have to throw it so differently. You try and throw a discus like a Frisbee, you're going to break your wrist. I'm not even going to help you when it happens.
I think you'd help me.
No, I wouldn't.
We're friends, Tom. We've been friends for decades.
I'd help you like after I said I told you so for a while.
That's fair.
One time I threw a discus like just the right way.
You'd be a terrible doctor.
What?
Because you'd just judge everybody, wouldn't you?
That's what most doctors do, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think I'd be a great doctor and talk some sense into people.
You are like a doctor in that, you're a dick to everybody.
Yeah, I could
but
be
you're
a doctor on ER. I could be House.
Yeah, but you're a doctor without the smarts. You're like House if House wasn't talented.
If House didn't know what was wrong with people.
Exactly.
I just came in like,
you walk around with your cane judging everybody.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, I know what the thing is, and it'd be a completely wrong diagnosis. But then you'd I don't know, put your feet up on your desk and be like,
well, it looks
Dr.
like
House does it again.
Well, yeah, and they'd be like, Dr. Reynolds, he's unorthodox, but every once in a while he's kind of right, maybe. I'd always say it was like plutonium poisoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta swing for the fences. And if you're right, then you're a genius.
Yeah, but how many chances do you think he'd get?
I don't know. I'd have to get him pretty good with the hospital first. And I think that's probably difficult if you don't have a medical degree.
Yeah.
I could offer to freelance. Maybe hey, if somebody comes in, they don't have health insurance, I'll take a crack at it.
I only get paid for the people who I save.
Yeah, when lawyers do that. Hey, if you don't win, we don't get paid for the personal injury law.
Yeah, but those guys at least have law degrees.
Yeah, but they get them from offshore schools.
It's better than your medical degree.
I don't know. I've seen 3 episodes of Dr. House MD.
Okay.
I've seen ER. I saw the episode where George Clooney came back. I think I just saw the scene where he came back. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's even a doctor in that anymore.
I think just because he left the hospital doesn't mean that he had to hand in your stethoscope. You're no longer a doctor.
I don't know. I went on a Warner Brothers backlot tour where they showed us where ER shot and where he would have to go when they did Batman and Robin. He did both of those at the same time, back to back. Long day.
Hero.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. And he was saving lives at the hospital.
Oh, in addition to his work on ER?
No, that was his work on ER. Watch the show, Tim.
Never have, never will.
But anyway, yeah, I'm very good at discus. But one time I was really good. I threw it just right.
Congratulations.
I just want to say, and people were like, whoa, out of the way. Because they were like, oh, surely he can't throw it this far.
Oh, you threw it further than they had marked off?
Yeah. But it was fine because I threw it clean over their heads.
Wow.
They were nervous, and they were like, well, we had nothing to be nervous about. He's even stronger than we feared.
They feared you when you walked out.
Well, they feared me when they saw how hard I could throw it, and they were like, that's going to hit us. And they're like, no, he's even stronger than that. It's going to sail right over our heads. Anyway, don't compete in a race you can't win, Tim.
All right, Tom. I was kind of burying the lead. I did win something.
Okay.
I was a sweepstakes winner
I
this
didn't
past weekend.
claim you've never won anything.
You implied that I never won anything.
I implied you. No, I didn't. I was confused about why you would enter a race that you didn't have a chance at winning.
To get in shape.
You can do that without winning races or entering races.
Well, okay. Sure.
I'm trying to
Look,
encourage
it's something
you.
to do, Tom.
I'm just trying to encourage you. You're limiting yourself. I'm saying get out there and win this race.
All right.
How big is the purse?
Do races have purses?
Tim, God, you don't even know anything about races.
I had to pay
you
to
had
do
to
this.
pay.
Yeah, it's
I think
$50.
This is a scam. This is a scam race.
The more now that you're mentioning it, this
Yeah.
does seem kind of shady.
Yeah.
I guess I will have to win.
Yeah, you're gonna have to win to get that money back.
It's actually it's in Prospect Park, so you can get there pretty.
I'll be there throwing discus. Perfect.
Great. I want you to be cheering me on. I want you.
Tim, well, if it comes down between you and another guy, there might be a shot put accident.
Ooh, I like this. You know what? You know how it's been your dream to ride around on a Segway?
Yeah.
I think we got to get our hands on a Segway for this weekend.
I almost bought one this week. They were on sale.
You can't use them in New York,
Well,
but maybe in the park.
I don't think you use them in the park either, but
My idea is
but
you're
how
on a
are they
Segway.
going to catch me?
You're on a Segway next to me while I'm running this 5-kilometer race.
Yeah.
Just, doing what you do, belittling me. And
Right, cheering you on.
Yeah, and I'm only motivated by spite,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you're, telling me that I can't do it.
Yeah.
This is how athletes get good, because their dads
Yeah,
are
yeah.
mean to them, right?
Yeah, Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, their dads are just always I consider you a father figure.
Of course.
So if you were there on a Segway, just telling me how disappointed you and my mother are in me,
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'll show them. I'll show this asshole. And then I'd cross the finish line, first place, punch you right in the mouth.
And as long as we could split the purse, I would allow it. It would be no problem.
Sure. And if I lose, you had to pay $25.
All right, I'll do it.
That's a good deal, right?
I'll bring my...
Now we both have skin in the game.
Exactly. You got to have skin in the game.
Right.
I'll bring the shot put just in case, too.
I want a sweepstakes, Tom,
Oh,
to be a part of a Broadway audience.
an audience, not on stage.
No.
Okay.
There was a time in my life where,
You want to be on Broadway?
yeah,
I don't think
Or,
I ever knew this.
when I was a little kid,
Uh-huh.
I enjoyed the Broadway, the Great White Way.
Yeah. You want to be like Annie or something?
Yeah, Daddy Warbucks.
Well, you can't be Daddy Warbucks as a little kid.
Yeah, I don't know. I can break the mold.
Tonight, unfortunately, the part of Daddy Warbucks will be played by a child as well.
Why would they say unfortunately? That sets the crowd up for
They're
disappointment.
setting Broadway's a tough game.
No, you
Tim.
got to be like, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat. A young boy will be playing the role of Daddy Warbucks.
Right. It'll be very confusing.
A boy younger than the actress playing Annie will be playing her adopted father.
Yeah.
Changes the dynamic.
Oh, I would imagine in a big way.
Yeah. Tom,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a rapping musical.
A rapping musical.
Yeah.
How many women in the audience fainted?
All of
Clutched their pearls. Oh my!
people were freaking out,
Yeah.
Tom. I saw the Hamilton musical.
Uh-huh.
And Tom, I'm kind of a big shot. because there were some high rollers in this audience.
Who is in the audience?
Nobody that I know, but they were dressed very nicely, and there were a bunch of like shitty rich kids there too, like 6-year-olds that like were probably.
Like, I thought you meant like people in their 20s, not like 6.
No, it was like. So this is like it's a long thing. It was probably like 3 hours or something. All
Well,
told,
yeah.
right?
I mean, George Hamilton's had a long career.
Yeah.
There's a lot to tell.
Yeah, most of it was songs when he was lying in a tanning bed.
Yeah. Well, you gotta give the people what they want.
The lights are hot on my skin.
Well, it's good that they didn't feel constrained by making the songs rhyme.
That was the first. Yeah. There were like so Hamilton is the hottest ticket on Broadway, has been for a while, Tom.
Yeah. Since it opened. Since before it opened.
Yeah, and it's about Alexander Hamilton, Tom. He was not the president. I learned in this film, No, it was actually real people. This play, this production, and then there's a bunch of rapping and dancing, and there was singing. There was a part of the stage that went around in a circle.
Oh, like a theater in the round.
Yeah. This is the thing that was most impressive. I sat in the front row because I was a sweepstakes winner.
Yeah.
And
was it one of those front rows where you like can't really see what's going on?
You kind of.
Where
Definitely,
like the stage itself is blocking you from seeing things.
Definitely the reason they like block off the front row for sweepstakes winners is because if some like high rolling JP Morgan, JD Rockefeller, right? Is
Either
that how
one.
it works?
It can be either
JP,
of those
JD?
guys.
If they're like, I'm going to get the best seats in the house, front row
front
center,
row.
which is what I sat.
See?
And they'd like go to the box office and be like, my neck hurts.
Yeah.
I'm a rich man and now my neck hurts.
Yeah,
You
I
need
can't
to
really
answer
see
for
the
this.
back of the stage.
Yeah. But the one perk was they got saliva all over me because
Nice.
it's rapping.
Yeah, and rapping produces
They were
saliva
they
like
were
nothing else.
quite literally spitting rhymes, Tom.
Yeah, spitting rhymes in your grill.
But then they'd also come up to the front of the stage to like end a song, like "But this is the end," right?
That's how every song ended?
Every song. That's how
Wow,
you know
it's
when to
amazing.
applaud.
It's amazing that that's such a popular musical when that seems like a first draft at best.
No. Most musicals, you probably haven't been to a lot of Broadway musicals. Every song ends with this. This is the end. Yeah, and that way everybody knows time to clap because
Otherwise people would just be clapping at random moments.
yeah, if there's a one beat rest,
Yeah.
people will be like, well, time to clap.
Time to
It's like,
clap.
no, wait
No,
till
I
the
have
man
more, I
tells
have more
you.
raps to say.
But they'd come up to the front of the stage and end, and it would be a single spotlight on them. But
Sometimes also on you.
yeah, it was like at the end of every song, the spotlight was on like the man playing Alexander Hamilton and me and my wife. And I think everybody was probably clapping for me.
Oh, no, I thought they were probably clapping. They wanted to see you guys kiss.
Oh, like a kiss cam situation.
Yeah. Well, I hope you guys clapped. I hope you kissed at the end of every
Tom,
song.
we are always kissing.
Yeah.
That's what
newlyweds.
everybody loves about us.
Yeah.
We go everywhere. We're kissing each other on the lips,
Yeah.
on the cheek,
Wow.
on the neck.
Oh,
We're
necking.
Yeah, we were necking most of the show.
Maybe that's why they put the spotlight on you. They were like, hey, folks, looks like the real show's in the front row tonight.
There was a commentator just making
Of course, it's Broadway. There's a commentator. Only if
necking.
you brought your radio set to listen to them call the play live, the musical.
Necking should come back as a term.
I think I don't know. I don't think kids neck anymore.
What? Necking is timeless.
I think they fidget spin or something. They've got other things.
Yeah, they're not necking. They're
All right.
I've heard that. I heard that about millennials.
Yeah, they love.
Yeah. Kind of wish I didn't bring that up.
Me too.
What are we doing?
I tried to make a very innocuous joke about fidget spinners, which aren't even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
Then you had to say the most crass thing I've ever heard out of your mouth.
Yeah.
That Hamilton, that rapping president's a real bad influence
Yeah,
on
man, rap music. It's a
poison
scourge.
your brain.
Yeah. It's funny that they call it a musical because it's rap, and rap isn't
It's just
music.
talking.
It's just talking.
Yeah, it's just talking
Bunch of
over
guys
music.
just talking.
Yeah.
If I wanted to hear people talk about the founding fathers, I would have gone to high school. I didn't.
We all know.
Yeah.
So it was good though.
Yeah, it was great.
What was the problem with the children?
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
It was I'm a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated this, right? But like,
You appreciate that you're a grown man.
no, I appreciated the show that
okay.
was put on for me and my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were all these people there. They were like dressed to the nines and stuff. And then
Was there anybody wearing tails?
no.
Well, then they weren't dressed to the nines. Tails and top hat. That's the
People on
nines.
stage were wearing tails, I think.
Yeah, but that was the style at the time.
Yeah, you know where I once saw The Lion King. A lot of those people on stage were wearing tails.
It's a different kind of tail.
You'd be in the lobby, and there's just these like 5 and 6 year olds that like their rich parents were like, we're gonna bring these kids. They were probably bored out of their mind, but they were also.
How much? I want to get back to this, but how much are Hamilton tickets nowadays?
Face value.
Okay.
I was talking to someone in the second row. Because I think this person in there's a lady in the second row.
You turn around, you're like, how much you pay for that ticket?
No. She tapped
how
me
much I
on the
paid.
shoulder, and she's like, are you guys sweepstakes winners?
Yeah.
Or lottery winners, right? And I was like,
And
yeah.
you were like, we're not sweepstakes, we're sweethearts.
Yeah, and then we kissed.
Yeah. And you were like, get used to it,
Yeah,
lady.
you're going to see a lot of kissing.
You're going to see this at
You're
the
gonna
end
hear
of every
a
song.
lot of mouth noises today.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah, I entered the lottery and I never win. Because it's $10 for a ticket if you win the lottery.
Okay, but you don't have to pay to get in. It's not like the scam race you're running where you
Right.
have to pay to enter.
Oh, pay to enter the lottery?
Yeah, it's not like a raffle
no,
situation.
No,
Okay.
it's a classy affair. It's an app. It's an application, Tom, on your
Oh.
phone. You'd like it. You
An
love
applica-
applications.
I love appetizers.
Me too. No apps at this show.
No appetizers.
No.
Well, how do they get you ready for the
I
big
wasn't
meal
even
of the show?
allowed to have a drink in the front row.
Really?
'Cause they
Only
said
the
if
front
you-
row?
Yeah.
You could still smoke though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything. Crack.
Yeah.
I smoked. Mostly, I was smoking crack and making out with my wife.
Well, that's why. That's how that lady knew you were sweepstakes winners.
Yeah.
Riffraff.
So she tells me, she's like, "Did you guys win the lottery?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I tried to." But like she waited on the standby line. She's like, I had to pay face value. Mm-hmm. I think she said it was like $260 a ticket. But
That's crazy for standby.
yeah, but like she was in the second row.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, it sold out for like months and months,
Yeah.
right? So like,
I'm just saying, like, because she probably also had to wait in that standby line like all day.
yeah, like a loser,
Yeah.
not like a sweepstakes winner.
No.
Not like I didn't even Tom. There was a line for all the ticket
I
holders.
thought you were going to say you didn't even
outside.
read the rules.
Well, I don't. I never read the rules. Tom.
What?
I always just click.
What
I
if-
accept the terms and conditions. I never read that shit.
What if the rules were like, and then, after the show, we may execute you?
They tried.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to
but-
be nimble. They got my
well,
wife.
They probably,
Yeah.
you win some, you lose
yeah,
some.
exactly.
They were like, it's going to take you too long to load that musket.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
They didn't
Well,
use real muskets
They
on
didn't
the
have to
stage.
use stage
No.
period accurate weapons to murder.
No, yeah, there were far more dangerous weapons there. So it was that much, but like on the secondary market,
Yeah.
they're like hundreds, thousands of dollars. These people who have too much money are like, I'm gonna pay $1,000 for my kid to sit in the seat
And watch something they probably won't like.
they won't like, and like
Yeah.
it'll be like annoying to like keep them from like not saying something. The other thing is everybody was so jazzed to be there
Yeah.
that it was like there's like quiet songs and stuff, and I was afraid like
People were still like, woo.
no, I was afraid that like if I like coughed at the wrong moment, like if I coughed during like
People would be like, that cough cost me $500.
yeah, exactly,
Pal.
and like I would feel the same way if I
Yeah.
paid a lot of money. I'd be like, everybody,
You
shut
paid
up.
what? $10?
$10.
Unbelievable.
One Hamilton. That's why they do it, Tom.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Is it? I think it's normally $5.
What?
I think it's normally $5 for the lottery tickets.
What are you talking about?
$5.
For a lottery ticket?
No, when you win, you have to pay $5, not $10.
No, it's $10 because Alexander Hamilton is on
No,
the $10
I'm saying
bill.
for other plays.
What the
and
hell are you
musicals.
talking about? Other plays? There are no other plays.
There are other plays.
Not as far as I'm concerned. Hamilton, 5 stars.
Yeah. All right.
Blows every other play right off
You probably
Broadway.
didn't even see most of it. You're too busy locking lips.
Yeah, and smoking crack. We talked about this earlier. And then there was like everybody was doing this, and I was coming back from intermission.
Uh-huh.
I was urinating at the intermission,
All right.
right?
You didn't have to. I mean, sure.
Yeah, when there was a line for the bathroom,
Uh-huh.
all the men lined up in one place, all the women lined up in another place. We
Mm-hmm.
went into respective bathrooms, and most of us urinated. Some of us probably defecated.
Cool.
So we were all coming back from that. There was a man sitting on the aisle. He had his shoes off.
Ah.
What are you doing?
Call the cops. Did you call the cops?
I did call the cops.
Good.
They had to cancel the second act because somebody called the
man.
police.
Somebody called the police and said there's a bomb.
Yeah, they're not going to take me seriously.
Well,
I've
they're-
learned police are very slow to respond to a report of a man with his shoes off. But a bomb threat, that gets the boys in blue out there.
Yeah, and then you can say, well, as long as you guys are here, this guy took his shoes off at
Yeah.
a broad. Oh, I don't even like when people do that on the plane,
Yeah.
let alone
And he was on an aisle seat. It wasn't even like
he's getting up all the time.
But like you can like stretch your legs out into the aisle if you want. It's not like you're constrained. Like
Yeah.
you don't need to be like, I need to be more comfortable. Just sit.
Yeah.
Who's wearing New York Jets socks
How did he?
to the goddamn theater?
Yeah, he should have been wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah, tails. Well, he was wearing a tux in New York Giants socks.
Okay.
Yeah.
New York Giants green tuxedo.
Yes.
Yeah, that's. I don't like people taking their shoes off anywhere that's not their home.
Yeah.
Their own home or somebody else's home, that's fine. If somebody's like, hey, take your shoes off, or one of these houses.
Tom,
Yeah.
I'm gonna become a shoes off household.
Do you guys have carpets?
We have rugs.
I think you got.
We have beautiful hardwood floors, Tom.
Yeah. Can I wear roller skates then?
Well, you're never invited into my home.
I know. That's why I'm asking. Are there carpets?
You've been in my home
Because
one time, I think.
No, I've been there like maybe 3 times.
I don't know if that's true, but you brought like
One time you guys weren't there.
right. You were doing the creepy crawly thing.
Yeah.
One time you showed up with like something like 48 mozzarella sticks.
Yeah. Well, I knew you like mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, and I was like, man,
Tom's invited over every day.
Yeah, exactly. But is Tom the floor of the subway?
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yeah.
put
I'd
my
never
feet
take my
on that?
shoes off in the subway.
Yeah, but then you're tracking that into your home.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking of becoming a real nut.
Well, I mean, you're arguably halfway there, so sure, might as well go the whole way. Yeah, no, I think about that all the time. I think about that especially with my dog. She doesn't wear shoes at all.
You
She
don't
refuses.
put funny shoes on her in the winter?
No, I've tried to, and she's like, "Get the hell out of here, idiot! I'm not wearing shoes."
Who's walking who here?
I mean, a lot of times I go where she wants to go.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
easier that way.
Well, she's the one who's got something to do out there. I've got nothing to do out there. I rarely go to the bathroom when I take her out.
On the street.
Yeah, very rarely. Normally it's just like, I don't have to go. But, so you're in charge. You tell me where you want to go.
But if you want to poop on the street, you're going to choose your spot.
I want to poop on it. I had to wipe my dog's butt the other day. It was just like a not a real messy poop, but there was like a little bit of poop that I could see on her butt still, on her butthole. Since you were being crass, I'll be crass too.
Yeah.
So
there's gonna be a lot of bleeping in this episode.
soon
You can say fuck as much as you want. There's just some stuff that I can't.
So yeah, I had to wipe my dog's butt with like a baby wipe when we got home. And she gave me this look like, are you a creep? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, Ginger, maybe don't get shit all over your butt.
Yeah, well, she can't wipe her butt. Even if she knew how, she doesn't have long enough feet, long enough legs. She couldn't reach back there. And I was real afraid. I'm like, she's going to lick back there or something. Be like, oh, I'll take care of this, Tom. Don't worry.
Here's the problem. I desperately want a dog, Tom.
Uh-huh.
But, like, until they engineer dogs without genitals and butts, I'm not interested.
I mean, have you been paying? Are there any advances towards that? Is that something anybody's even trying?
They should be. We can do a lot with science.
You just want like a cartoon dog.
Yeah, I want a cartoon dog.
Yeah.
The whole animal kingdom would be so much better served if they were more like their cartoon counterparts. Tom, Broadway, the Great White Way.
Yeah, the longest street in the world.
Yeah, it is the longest street in the world.
Yeah, it is the longest street in the world.
What? That's supporting you.
You said to me like, hey, you were right for once.
It's
like
not.
You accidentally got it right. It is. What's longer, the Nile River or something?
Well, that's not a street.
What about Nile Street? It runs concurrent.
Man, that would be an undertaking, huh?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably like a footpath.
Why take the river when you can take the street?
I mean, I think the river would be quicker.
Yeah, but dangerous, treacherous at points.
I don't think it is, and I don't think many people like take the river to work or whatever.
I don't know how the Nile works.
Who knows?
I didn't really know anything about the Nile.
I know it's a river in Egypt.
I know Niles
from
Frasier.
Yeah. That's what he was named after.
Maybe.
Anyway, how'd we get on the
I don't
Broadway,
know. Tom,
the Great White Way?
So I alluded earlier. I was when I was a young boy. I was kind of a
You
fan
had
of
stars in your eyes.
I was a fan. I can't sing. That's my problem, Tom. So I'm never gonna
you
cut
can
it.
sing. Are you trying to get you to break into song?
I just don't think I'd be any good at it.
Well,
It started when I was a child. We should do a musical episode of The Complete Guide.
every episode should be musical with like extended dance breaks.
You just hear tap dancing.
Yeah.
Oh, the one cool thing about Hamilton that I will say.
Tap dancing?
No, there's a song where it's like like it sounds like it's about to go into a tap dancing break.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
Oh, how is that cool?
Because, god damn it, I don't want to sit there and watch a tap dancer.
I have been thinking about getting really into liking tap dancing lately.
Really?
I think I like.
You're just a big Gregory Hines fan.
I am a big Gregory Hines fan. Yeah. Remember our substitute teacher in high school that had the Gregory Hines story?
No. What the hell are you talking about? No, I don't remember this.
All right, we
had a quite an array.
Jesus Christ.
We had what's his face's brother?
That's who this was. Telly Savalas' brother.
Oh, really?
TV's Kojak.
Yeah. Kojak's brother was a tap dancer?
No. Kojak's brother. Kojak was also Jennifer Aniston's godfather.
I wish I knew that when we were in high school.
I think you did know that. I think we all knew that because he would tell us like that he was Kojak's brother, and we were all like, "Who the hell's Kojak?"
Yeah, Mr. Savalas really didn't teach us much when he was substitute
well,
teaching.
I'll get into that. He would always tell us about how he was Telly Savalas' brother, TV's Kojak, but we were too young to know who Kojak was.
Yeah.
But then he'd be like, and his goddaughter's Jennifer Aniston on Friends, Rachel. And we were all like, whoa. But anyway, Mr. Savalas, Telly Savalas' brother, I think it was like a half brother, but he would work in Hollywood in his own way, which was as an extra.
No shame in being an extra, Tom.
No. Did you ever have him as a sub?
Yeah.
Did he ever show you the photographs of his goat's birthday party?
What?
One day he just passed around photos. He had a birthday party for his goat in his backyard. And there were just all these pictures. Nobody else is there but a goat in a birthday hat and a bunch of like balloons and stuff. And we're all like, did the teacher like leave a lesson plan or anything that we can do?
It was his goat?
It was his goat.
Were there other goats there?
No. I don't think the goat knew any
Were
other
there
goats.
people there?
No, there were no people there either.
It's not really a party. It was just Mr. Savalas and the goat.
It was just Mr. Savalas and the goat.
I
Mr.
hate to think
Savalas
about
took all the photographs.
activities that were going on at that party.
I mean, well, and my question was like, well, would you get the goat for his birthday? Like a tin can or something to eat? And then he just like ripped into me about how like you shouldn't feed goats tin cans. It's like, you've never seen a cartoon, you idiot.
Yeah.
Goats
again,
love tin cans.
Cartoon goat's way better than this sad goat. I remember one time he passed
You've
around...
never seen one of those big cartoon goats eating a tin can?
There's no such thing as cartoon goat. Whatever weird, like, X-rated cartoons from the 30s you're watching, I'm not interested in them. One time he did pass around like a series of photos from a donkey basketball game.
What? Were they photos he had taken?
Yeah, and it was all little people on donkeys playing a game of basketball.
Well, then I'd be hard pressed to say that's a donkey basketball game then.
It's hard to ascertain like the educational value.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I remember one of his lessons and I remember like teachers after like they would come back when this guy was a sub. They'd be like, so he gave you, and we'd be like, no, he didn't do anything. He told us all these weird stories. And they're always like, God damn it. Like, that guy, he does,
he was a charmer, though. He's Kojak's brother.
So he told us a story about being an extra in a Gregory Hines movie. And Gregory Hines was running down the street, and he was supposed to be like looking in a shop window, and Gregory Hines ran into him accidentally, like hit him. And he went, whoa, watch where you're going, pal. And he was like, and I got 3 times scale because then I had a line in the movie.
Oh, wow.
And we're like, cool, teaching us about SAG rules for extras. Like, again, I'm going to ask, did the history teacher leave like the home? We have a big test coming up.
The AP test is next week.
Yeah.
Is there just like a ditto you could pass out
like
that was left?
It's a state test. He can't push it back. Yeah. So,
Tom.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both connoisseurs of Broadway. I've seen, by my count, 2, 4, 6, 8
what do
Broadway
we appreciate?
Musicals.
I've seen. There are more. I just tried to come up with a list beforehand, but I've seen at least 5.
All right, let's Tim and Tom's Broadway banter.
Yeah.
Let's list them all, baby.
Okay.
Number 1, the classic.
Okay, what is it?
Andrew Lloyd Webber's
Phantom of the Opera.
No, I never saw that.
Oh, okay. Cats.
Cats.
Meow.
Did you see Cats? I saw Cats twice.
Oh, were you a creep?
Well, no, I went once when I was a wee lad.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was really cool.
That's a Winter Garden Theater?
Yeah. Forever. Now and forever.
Except when they canceled it. But it's back now, right?
Yeah, but not at the Winter Garden Theater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
when Cats came back, as the cat always does come back, I think Rocky the musical was at the Winter Garden Theater.
Ah.
That did not last long.
I did not see Rocky the musical.
I did not. But I went once when I was a wee lad. I went with my family. And then we went in high school for a high school
That's when I went in high school. Maybe we were at the same show. We might have been. Because I
small
feel
world.
Like,
we grow up in the same town.
In the same small town. Both in the same. Tim, I think I might have been there that time. Did they bring multiple grades? Because we're a year apart.
Yeah, I think they must have.
I think so. I think they were like, look, we're only going to do this shit once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like the musical Cats. I did like it when I was a
fell
little
asleep.
kid. There was like a junkyard set.
Yeah,
and I was like,
think
oh,
it's
cool.
like the
this
whole
could-
set.
I was disappointed when Riff Raff and
Yeah.
the junkyard crew didn't come
From
out.
Heathcliff.
Yeah. Of course, from Heathcliff. But when you're sitting down, you see the junkyard up there, and there's cat eyes that will glow and
Yeah.
then like
And you're
turn
like,
on.
cool, robot cats are going to be in
Yeah,
this.
exactly. And then the show starts, and they sing the songs, and the cats come down off the stage, and they start like
They
groping
break the
you.
fourth wall.
Yeah, they start
they
like
paw at you.
They paw at you.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, but I wanted nothing to do with being touched by a cat.
How old were you at that time?
I was probably like 6
No, but I'm saying when you were older.
when I went
Yeah.
in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like 15 or 16.
No. Yeah,
old were you?
that's the age.
Are
when...
you trying to pinpoint if we were at the same performance? Let's just
Yeah,
assume
so-
we were at the same performance of Cats.
Do you remember me
and
falling
move on.
asleep? No, I'm just trying to pinpoint like because I think at like 15 is when you're especially like I don't want a stranger touching me in front of all my friends.
Yeah. I think they know when they see the school trips full of high school dicks
Yeah.
that they're like,
Oh,
you know what?
I would zero in if I were
No.
a Broadway actor. I'd be like,
Meow, I'm gonna sit on your lap, little boy. Maybe, yeah, because we went with like our like honors English classes or whatever.
yeah.
But like if there's one jock in the crew or whatever, and nowadays it's probably worse because
That's
everybody's
probably me.
everybody's trying
They're
to
probably
go.
like, oh,
He must throw discus.
there's Tommy Discus.
Yeah, look at him. He's built like a freaking Roman god.
He's built like Apollo himself.
Hmm.
Look at it, when he spins around with that discus. It's like a helicopter about
Wait,
to
you were
take off.
spinning in the Winter Garden Theater? You brought your discus to the theater?
Yeah, Tim, I probably had a big meet. I
You
was probably
bring
ready to practice.
discuses to so many places in New York City where you just should not.
Just the rubber ones, the practice ones.
Prospect Park, the Winter Garden Theater. Have some goddamn respect, Tom.
I do. I love the theater.
That has the song.
Memories,
Yeah.
like the corners of my mind.
No, you idiot.
What? What were the words then?
We don't. First of all, we don't have the rights to that song. We bought all the rights to the Cats.
Yeah,
catalog.
we bought. Oh, we didn't get that song.
No, it's
We spent a fortune.
memory, not a sound on the moonlight with another cat chow. They're always looking for food. They
Yeah,
call it cat chow.
Well, they're all just stray cats.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do the
Those-
stray cat strut at some point.
I wish. You want to know something that I did appreciate about those cats?
What?
Couldn't see their genitals.
That's true. Well, I mean, there were humans under those leotards, so
Yeah.
it would have been weird if they all had cutouts for their genitals.
No,
just
why
to
would
be-
they? Tom, why would they have human genitals? They put cat ears
Oh,
on. Why wouldn't they
That would
build
be even weirder.
cat genitals into the
Costumes,
costume?
like prosthetics.
Yeah, I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah,
Thank God.
it'd be a very different musical.
Yeah, with their tails up and you see their stupid buttholes.
They're not stupid.
Another one that I saw as a wee boy, Tom. Les Miserables. You ever
I've
see
never
this
seen
one?
that one. It's super long, right?
Yeah.
I remember the book's very long.
Yeah. I never read it. I can't read.
But
Never
you
read
can-
anything.
But you can hear songs.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie with Huge Jackman
I have not.
and Anne Hathaway
You know what? I kind of get a little miffed when people
and
are
the guy
"Ooh,
from
this is lowbrow. It's fine. It's
30
good.
Odd Foot of Grunt? I forget his name.
Russell Crowe?
Yeah, that's him.
30 Odd Foot of Grunt. That's what you know him from, primarily?
What do you know him from? Master and Commander?
Yes.
His vanity project?
Oh, man. It was good, Tom.
I'm just kidding. He played Jor-El.
There's
Superman's father.
a bunch
Tim.
of French people.
Have some respect.
They
a bunch
sing
of French
s-
people?
Yeah, there's comic relief, but then it's also very sad.
but
People
is it
die.
French comic relief? Is it like
Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis
Yeah,
comes
mostly
out.
Jerry Lewis.
Hey, lady.
Go on.
And then they're like, "No, Jerry, it is too sad. We cannot have you here. You have
So
to
many
go
of us
away.
died in the
Yeah,
revolution.
we are being very sad." Okay.
I also saw Into the Woods. Do you know about this one? It's a Sondheim show.
It's not a show.
It is a show.
A performance, a play, a musical.
They call it's a Broadway show.
Yeah, but you say it like it's a TV show. Like you
No,
don't know
you
the difference.
hear it like it's a TV show. Yeah, it's like of a like that weird kid in third grade that thinks every TV show. Hey, you seen that movie Married with Children last night? TV show.
Your usual go-to
Russell.
is, "Yo, did you see the Al Bundy show last night?"
Yeah,
And you get very mad about that.
it's not called Al Bundy. And no, I didn't see it. I'm not allowed to watch Married with Children because my parents did their job right.
They don't let me watch TV shows where the laugh line is a toilet flushing.
Miss Saigon.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, do you want to talk more about Into the Woods? It was good. It's like fairy tales, but they screw them all up and they make it all dark,
Twisted fairy tales.
twisted.
Yeah.
It's like imagine Keith Ledger's The Joker directed a performance.
Well, now I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, so
Just thinking about
Effing
how
twisted.
twisted that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boy,
yeah.
should be illegal.
Miss Saigon. Mm-hmm. In retrospect,
They have a real helicopter in that play?
no, it's like a fake helicopter, but it's a helicopter.
Was it believable, though? Like, for a second, did you think, like, there's a helicopter in here?
I fell asleep during Miss Saigon.
If they
I
did
also
it nowadays, they probably have a drone.
Here's what happened when I saw Miss Saigon.
Okay.
And I can't blame the show for this. It was I was a senior in high school, and it was like the trip we went on, right?
Well, was it cut week and you guys all went to Broadway?
Exactly. It's the cool thing
We're
to
going to
do.
cut classes, go to Broadway.
No, it was like they took the class and like all my like you know how there are chaperones.
We should say, like, we went to school like an hour from the city,
Yeah.
so they were always bringing us in for shows.
So we had chaperones, right?
Yeah.
There were parents there. And then like you went into groups and all my like me and my friends formed a group, like the
Nice.
5 of us. Mm-hmm. And then
Thanks for the invite.
you were in college.
Still would have come.
Tom, travel the 5 hours back up to New York to see Miss Saigon with us on some random Tuesday. It was probably a Wednesday. 'Cause
Maybe I
matinee.
didn't have classes that day and I would have liked an invite.
Well, I'm sorry, Tom.
Maybe I could have come and been a chaperone.
You could have probably.
Yeah.
And my English teacher took me out of my group with all my friends and put me in a group with this guy that we went to high school with, whose mother was chaperoning. And like the other chaperones, the parents were like, "Hey, we're gonna go to lunch. Then you have like 3 hours. Just go do whatever,
Yeah.
and then meet back at the theater at 2:00 or whatever, and then we'll go see this thing." And we go home. But no, I just had to hang out with this kid and his mom. And this kid was a perfectly fine kid. We just like weren't friends.
Yeah.
And then his mom, I had to sit next to her during Miss Saigon, and she, like, from the third song on, just like bawling. Like something happened to her. And, like,
in Saigon.
I don't think she was a Vietnam War vet, but maybe because like it was just like, oh my god. And
It's
so
like,
like
I did a bunch of bad things.
yeah, so I don't know what happened, but I was just like, ugh. So I pretended to fall asleep. So I missed whatever helicopter thing happened.
That's Tim.
Just because
pretending-
I couldn't just like, I don't know. She was like blowing her nose constantly. I couldn't
You
be
should
a
have
party to
said
this.
to her son, like, "Hey, you want to, take your mom outside?"
Yeah,
Ruining
and
the-
again, she was a very nice woman. This guy is a very nice guy. I should have been better. I was a shitty person at one point, but like I don't know. All my friends were like doing fun New York City.
They were all
stuff.
hanging off the helicopter.
Yeah.
They were like, "We're taking the last helicopter out of Saigon." Us, a bunch of high school boys.
Tom, I saw the Book of Mormon, which was a play about things. Did you see that?
I've not seen that.
I saw that with a couple mutual friends of ours, Tom.
Well, thanks again for the invite. Was I at college again?
No, you just weren't invited, I guess. Hamilton. I saw The Lion King. I brought my college girlfriend there.
Yeah.
We sat in the last row. It was the worst Christmas gift anybody's ever given anybody.
And you probably...
Two, like, 19-year-olds sitting in the last row of The Lion King.
Yeah.
Just like,
And you probably wouldn't shut up about, like, see, they're doing it right. They've got the tails, but no genitals.
That's what I always say. She's like, yeah, I know. I've watched many animated movies with you, and you always point this out.
The people in the row in front of you kept shushing you the whole time.
What about you, Tom? There was one that we saw together.
Yeah, which we'll get to. You've never seen Phantom of the Opera?
No.
Phantom of the Opera is awesome. Because it's got...
You know what? Those in the know just call it Phantom.
Well, you're not in the know. You haven't seen it, so
But I
I'm
know it
being
goes like
nice
this.
to you.
But
what you might not know is underneath that they have these like ridiculous synthesized drums. They're just like...
That sounds pretty cool.
It's awesome. It's so good. And then
They got a real chandelier in that show?
Yeah. And guess what? The dude rides it sometimes.
Whoa.
Like, so that song comes on, you're like, cool, this is great. And then a chandelier comes down with a guy that looks like Two-Face, and he's like, oh.
Was it Tommy Lee Jones?
It was
when you
Tommy
saw
Lee
it?
Jones when I saw it. It was the original cast.
Wow.
No, they had like that was like the first Broadway show I saw, I think. That was like, whoa, they do like cool stage stuff where like there's a scene where the woman's going down to the Phantom's lair and they like light up certain parts of the stage, and it's like almost like a montage of her like going downstairs and going in passages. And it was really cool.
What's the story with that? Does he murder people? What makes him so scary? Does he just like stay in the basement and play the organ?
Yeah. Well, he's got like half of his face. I don't know what happened to it, but it's like burnt or something. So he wears the mask.
Yeah, but that's not like...
Yeah, but then he plays the organ. You know anybody who plays the organ who's not weird, let alone a guy who plays the organ in the sewers and wears a mask?
Sewers?
I think it's like opera sewers.
Does he like disrupt the opera that's going on upstairs? Is that why they're all like mad at him?
I think he occasionally disrupts the opera. I think that's how she finds out, and everybody's like, don't go. Yeah, there's a guy, he lives in the basement, he disrupts the opera sometimes. Just leave him be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to think, like, what's the story there? Like, who cares? Like, a weird guy in the basement who doesn't kill people?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, who doesn't have that? I saw a funny thing happen on the way to the Forum.
Really?
Yeah, with Nathan Lane.
Jack LaLanne, huh?
Jack LaLanne. I was in the second row for that. You know who I got spit on by? And it was the biggest honor of my life.
Sir Matthew Broderick?
No, not Matthew. He's not in everything with Nathan Lane.
I don't
just the
know.
producers.
Okay.
No, Tim. A certain actor by the name of Mark Lynn Baker.
Cousin Larry himself.
Cousin Larry from Perfect Strangers.
Wow.
Spit on me. He was in the...
Spit right in your mouth.
I had it gaping open, waiting in anticipation.
Over here, Cousin Larry.
And let me tell you, Tim, when...
Cousin Larry, Mark Lynch Baker's sick of men our age asking him to spit in our mouths.
Let me tell you, when Mark Lynn Baker doesn't have somebody constantly asking him not to be ridiculous, he can be quite ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was great. And that was... I don't think I've ever been, because I forget what the situation there was, but I went with my mom and my aunt, and I was like 13 probably. And I was kind of not into it, because it's like a day with, my mom and her sister. It's
and they both suck.
It was just kind of why am I here? I don't need a pedicure. But
did you get pedicures beforehand?
No. But I remember going through the playbill and doing a quadruple take on Mark Lynn Baker. I was like, wait a minute. Sometimes Broadway musicals have sitcom actors that I love in them. And from then on, I already liked Nathan
Lane.
Nathan Lane from I don't know what at that point.
The Birdcage.
It might have been post Birdcage, yeah. So
I like that you were I had to go to a Broadway show with my mom. Oh, but it had the delightful man from the Birdcage in it.
Oh, Nathan Lane's in it.
Like,
I also saw Penn and Teller on Broadway.
That
but
doesn't
was not
count. That's a
musical.
magic show.
I know, but what a
I
show.
saw that too. I didn't add that to mine.
Yeah, we didn't go together.
No. That was quite a thing.
But we did go together. I think maybe the only time we've been together, except for apparently all the other times we were at the same Broadway shows, to see Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, which was by far the best Broadway experience I've ever had. Was Hamilton better than Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark?
I would have to say.
How many U2 songs were in it?
They played one.
The song one?
The song one.
Okay.
And then the encore was Mysterious Ways.
Nice.
Yeah. So two U2 songs.
Okay, well, it's not bad as far as Broadway shows go, but as Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, every song was a U2 song.
Yeah.
And the best part was they weren't the old U2 songs you like. They were all new U2 songs that they wrote about Spider-Man.
Some of the most memorable songs I've ever heard. Can you think of one measure of one song? Can you think of one melody from that whole show? The music felt like it wasn't even turned on. Like, it was so low.
Well, you kept yelling, "Hey, Spider-Man, turn on the music."
Yeah. I did.
Can I think of one song?
By the way, that was the 19th highest grossing musical in Broadway history.
Still wasn't enough.
No.
Um,
It seemed like there was $1 billion on the stage right there.
It looked like. I mean, remember at the curtain call, there were like 23 Spider-Men that bowed?
Tom, normally when you go to a Broadway show, like, even if you don't like it, you're like, this is something like, I'm enjoying the spectacle of it.
Oh, yeah. It's there's nothing like it.
The first, like, it was Act 1. So fine, whatever. Went to the bathroom. Some people urinated, some people defecated. We all came back. The lights go down.
Probably one or two people rub one out.
Yeah, more than that, my friend. I saw that crowd there. And the lights went down, and like Act 2 started, and like never had I had a feeling in my life of regret. Like, fuck, we should have left. Oh my god, we had to do this over again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
As soon as the first few bars of "He Moves in Web Slinging Ways" started.
I wish they were Weird Al style parodies of
Oh
U2
god, that would have been
songs.
so great.
That would have been so much more effective.
One web, one shot, one sling, and it's all I've got. Well, I'm Spider-Man, and I'm not for sale. This is when they were trying to buy Spider-Man.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The villains.
Tom, we've
We've run out of time.
yeah. I just want to right next to the Hamilton Theater. There's a thing coming soon.
King
At the
Kong?
theater. Well, King Kong is, but no, this is
Okay.
Escape to Margaritaville.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, a musical about a part-time bartender, part-time singer, and full-time charmer named Tully, who thinks he's got life all figured out.
Are they trying to rip off Sully? Are they trying
They
to... Oh,
sully
if they try...
the good name of Chesley Sully Sullenberger. I will burn this fucking
entire
Jimmy
city.
Buffett musical to the ground. But how many... You think, like... so that opens in, like, a few weeks. Do you think people, like, be walking into the Jimmy Buffett musical and just, like, look to the side and be like, Hamilton's right there. And, like, the two crowds have to mingle on the street as they wait in the line.
No.
There's people will be like, can I bring my cooler in?
Yeah.
And, like, they'll be like, yes, you can bring your
Yeah,
cooler
no,
into the
they're-
Margaritaville.
Everybody waiting in line for the Margaritaville musical will be like, ugh. Broadway's gone to hell ever since they had that rapping president up on stage. Thankfully, Jimmy Buffett's bringing some class back to New York City.
Is your George W. Bush?
Yeah. Well, he's probably going to be invited to the opening night.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Serves him right.
Can I get one of them cheeseburgers in paradise?
Short of
And then his dad's like, not gonna do it. He's not gonna get one. He's too old to eat a cheeseburger now.
He will die if he eats a cheeseburger. Oh, man. George.
If you like the show, you can check out more at tcgtu.com. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at complete guide. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
You follow me on listening at your pal Tim.
You can email us at completeguideeverything@gmail.com. You can support us by going to tcgtu.com/Amazon for all your Amazon shopping, and tcgtu.com/pledge for our Patreon, where you can get fun bonus episodes. We're behind on the mini-sodes, but we're going to put up the live London episodes this week.
And then we'll do a dump of other stuff.
We'll do a big old dump.
data dump.
A Broadway-style dump.
Yeah, but if you sign up now, you get hundreds
the old
of
stuff too.
Things. Yeah. Tom?
Yeah.
We went this whole time talking about Broadway, and we didn't talk about the
boss?
No.
Oh.
Well, yeah, we didn't talk about him either. But a musical that's
Broadway.
Near and dear to our hearts.
What's that?
I'm moving out. The
The
jukebox musical that's taking New York City by the New York state of mind by storm. It's Billy Joel's Moving Out.
Moving out. Is that about Billy Joel?
No.
Then I'm not interested.
Yeah, I think
I'd
Billy
rather-
Joel brought his his now wife there when he first met her. I think she was like
17.
I think she was like a hostess at like a restaurant in Times Square, and like he wooed her. He'd be like, "Hey, when you get off your shift, come across the street." And then it was like, "This is my musical."
Yeah.
And then I think he sat in with the band and was just like,
"See,
"See, look
I
at us."
did
Yeah.
read this. Yeah, this isn't like his big interview.
I mean, good for him. Like,
Might as well pull out all the stops. I'm sure that's more impressive. Nobody's ever tried to woo me by sitting in with the band at a musical.
Well, yeah, I guess not.
Yeah, they have.
I was racking my brain for maybe a time that
I'm like,
I was going
what's
through
that
all
one girl?
no.
Yeah, no, it's never happened.
Carole King didn't do that for you? You did briefly date Carole King.
Yeah,
she didn't
but-
bring you to Beautiful?
No, and I was like, come on, sit in with the band, try and impress me. But yeah, she refused. So, that's why it didn't work out. One of the main reasons why it didn't work out.
She's so fucking stuck up. I hate Carole King.
All right, we'll see you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.